Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is Eevee Comics, and it is day before my birthday. I'm still somewhat sick. I've had the flu or something uh, past 4 days. I just wanted to make a quick video today. Just I just gotta get this out. I think Pokemon fans are the most. I'm trying to stall so YouTube doesn't shadow ban this video. I think Pokemon fans are the biggest dumbass retards that could ever exist in a fan base. And Pokemon, Nintendo, and Game Freak all together should be really, really grateful for how stupid their fans are. Because if you can see this trailer and this moment in particular that makes absolutely no sense, this character gliding somehow through the air across buildings, holding on to nothing. And look, I don't care if it's something. I don't care if it's this tiny Pokemon thing. It doesn't look like it. It's just an orb of light. It has absolutely no visual uh, interest to me at all because it's just a sparkle. That's all it is. And it's pathetic that even in the trailer for this game that they can't even make this look good. They can't even get this to look good. For a trailer, you're supposed to be showing off your game. But no, they can't even do that. And they're defending this game, the Pokemon game's graphics. Here's the new cope. Before, people said the graphics look fine. That was the cope. The new cope. Okay, the graphics look bad, but I don't care because it's a Pokemon game. I don't need my Pokemon game to have good graphics. Huh, interesting. Imagine if I said, I don't need my superhero movies to have good graphics. I don't need my wartime documentaries to have good cinematography. I don't need my video games to have good gameplay. How stupid are you to make such a stupid claim? To boldly to boldly say it like you're some kind of martyr or you're some kind of like hero standing against the mob, to say, to be the one person standing up among the crowd of people saying the opposite of what any person with common sense and any sense of pride in what you spend your freaking money on. You're the one who's bold in saying this. You stupid retard. I hope you understand that this game, being made in 2025, looks worse than a 2002 GameCube game called Mario Sunshine. And I want to point this out. Obviously, this screenshot from the trailer is not as high quality, pixelated wise than this screenshot of Mario Sunshine on 3D All Stars. Okay? Obviously, that's the case. I'm not here to talk about pixels. I'm here to talk about modeling, the environment. Let's look at Mario Sunshine. Take a look at how the shadows are very prominently revealed. And yes, I understand that the shadows in this game, for the models, for like the environmental models, are not real. They are baked into the environment. They are painted on. The shadows are not real time. They are painted on. But the point is that this game looks better than this because of one, shadows. The shadows in the screenshot look terrible. It's all very faded. Everything looks very just unsaturated and just boring and lifeless. There's no color alteration to this image. There's nothing altering from this image, from the trailer itself. This is just a screenshot directly from it. The pixelation in it is not as high quality as this. But what is very clear to be seen is that the shadows, sorry, that's my dog playing with a toy. The shadows are very boring. The shadows are very just soft and do not make the environment or anything at all stand out in it whatsoever. Save the few just randomly bright colors here and there. This person seems to be glowing. You look at Mario Sunshine, and this game is a lot more vibrant, a lot more colorful, a lot more impactful with the lighting. And not only is this the case, but look at the environment itself. Look at the buildings here, right? Look at the windows. I want you to pay attention to the windows. Notice how this is not a flat texture. This is actually an indented structure here. Why? Because that's how windows work. Windows are not flat with the wall. They are indented into the wall. And then the same thing on the other side of the building. On the inside of it, you can tell there's an indent in the wall as well. You can go in your own house, wherever you're watching, a place of business, whatever. You can look at any window and you can tell that this is true. And in this game, everything is just flat textures. Look at all this. This is all just one texture. Look at the wall. You can tell the wall is completely flat. There is no architecture whatsoever to this building, except for this lip and these two windows at the top sticking out. And obviously they had this repeating pattern up here. And sure, this little segment right here looks okay. But still, these windows up here, they're flat textures. These things sticking out of the building, which I suppose could be chimneys, I guess. Also, they got this line around them. What does the line serve? Nothing. It doesn't serve any purpose. It's just flat. It's texture designed to make it appear like there is some sort of depth to this thing. Like the model is more complicated than it actually is. And Mario Sunshine does this too. This, these tilings on the ceiling are in fact just a texture. This is the same thing on these, and the same thing on this. They're all textures. But to a certain extent, what these have done is they've added lighting to make them seem more complex than what they are. They don't look flat because the lighting is on the actual textures themselves is done so well that it portrays the idea that they are not a flat texture. And this is not the case for this. This is trying to be very flat, very just interesting at all to look at. And you can even see here at the corner where you can see my mouse cursor, the corners don't always match up. You can tell like some of the colors are just clashing here instead of actually being able to make sense with how an actual architecture would be made of this. And now the last thing I want to point out besides the actual, the window architecture and the textures themselves and the shading, I want to talk about the fact that these buildings here, unlike these buildings here, have parts of them that you can actually see inside. You can see inside this building. You can see inside this building. Now this building over here to the left is important because you actually can get inside this building and get a shine sprite in the game. However, this building right here, this tower, you cannot get in here. You cannot actually get inside this building at all. So the question is, why would they make it to where you can see the inside of this building? Oh, I don't know. To maybe make their game look good? To have their game have a sense of, I don't know, immersion? To make it seem like people actually live here because that's the point of the game. You can even see it on the second floor. You can see the inside of this too. And I'm not going to pretend like the inside of this is super complex. There's no doors on the inside of this. There's no furniture or anything like that. Obviously, they can't do everything in this game because it was made in 2002 on the GameCube. But they absolutely certainly can on this console, the Nintendo Switch. They can absolutely do that, but they won't do it. And I'm tired of having the same argument with retarded Pokemon fans who are allowing Game Freak to sell you. I mean, I kid you not. I'm not even exaggerating. The CEO of Game Freak could take a crap at the office toilet and then scoop it out, plop it on the table, and put a Pikachu sticker on it, and then sell it. And Pokemon fans would buy it. I'm not even exaggerating. Like, I fully believe that if the CEO did this, people would be buying it. Absolutely. Like, you can't tell me people wouldn't do that because they're so dumb that they'll be willing to buy this game, and it's going to be a multi-million-dollar success. It is going. I'm already accepting that. I'm not even gonna cope and say that this game will be the one to fail. This game is gonna be the one to fail. The Game Freak will never fail. We will never get a good-looking Pokemon game ever again. It's never going to happen, and I'm fully accepting of that at this point. Which is why, like, I have not bought a new Pokemon game since Legends Arceus. And while the gameplay of that was interesting because it was different, at least, the game looks terrible. and I did not buy Scarlet and Violet. I will not be buying another new Pokemon game. I will not be doing it because I would rather just play fan games, which I'm not going to name out here because Game Freak likes to sue those. Um, I would not be buying any more new games because I'm not going to reward this type of behavior. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. It's pathetic. And Pokemon Champions, whatever that game comes out, it doesn't look like it's going to be all that impressive graphically. It just looks like the same graphics reused in every other game for the past I don't know 10 years. So I mean, I'm not going to buy that game either. I'm not going to reward this type of laziness. They're the richest company in the entire world. It's the most successful business in the entire world. They can do better than this. They choose not to because they know you retards will buy it anyway.